Did you know 2010 featured a steady stream of sanctions handed down by U.S. courts for e-discovery failures, with penalties spanning adverse inference, millions of dollars in fines, and even jail time? There are areas of risk in your company's preservation or a lack of litigation readiness plan that leave you vulnerable to sanctions when future litigation ensues. There are also e-discovery pitfalls to avoid, as well as practical tips for implementing internal controls and an e-discovery methodology that outside counsel can defend in court. The first items to consider are your areas of risk. It's important to preserve and collect ESI for every potential case as early as possible. 80 to 90% of the legal risk in e-discovery occurs at the preservation stage. If you fail to preserve ESI properly at the beginning of a case, it's difficult and sometimes impossible to reliably retrieve relevant ESI and metadata months or years later, and that effort can be costly. Next, there are a variety of pitfalls you want to avoid. Failure to implement a legal hold solution is one of the biggest. It's important to have a defensible process for giving notice of an ESI legal hold to potentially relevant witnesses. And finally, preserve relevant ESI from all potential data sources, not just email. Create a defensible, repeatable process that establishes authentication and preserves chain of custody of ESI. E-discovery failures are no longer being dismissed as oversights. They are considered for grave sanctions with serious consequences. To learn how to properly conduct and document your e-discovery process, visit consultscarab.com and join their social network as well.